The world before Herod, a Judea under foreign empires, the Hasmoneans, and Rome's arrival. Herod's family and early life. Idumean origins, his father Antipater, and early training. Herod the young governor. Appointment in Galilee. First taste of power, and Roman approval. Civil war and Roman politics. Caesar, Pompey, Mark Antony, Octavian, and Herod's survival. The road to the throne. A Parthian invasion, Herod's flight to Rome, and his coronation as king. Consolidating power in Judea at the fall of Jerusalem, marriage to Mariam, and challenges at home. The builder king. A second temple, Masada, Caesarea Maritima, Herodium, and other projects. The tyrant within the palace. A suspicion, family executions, paranoia, and court intrigue. Herod and the birth of Jesus. The massacre of the innocent. Story and Christian memory. Final years, death, and legacy. Illness, succession struggles, and how history remembers him. To understand the story of Herod the Great, we must first step back into the turbulent world of Judea in the 1st century before Christ. It was a land shaped by empires, revolts, and faith. A small kingdom caught between mighty powers. For centuries, Judea had stood at the crossroads of civilizations. Its position between the Mediterranean and the deserts of Arabia made it both a trading hub and a battleground. The people of Israel had long defined themselves through their covenant with God, and their holiest site was the temple in Jerusalem. But their land rarely knew peace. The Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, and Greeks had all ruled over Judea. The Babylonians had destroyed the first temple in 586 BCE, sending much of the Jewish elite into exile. The Persians later allowed them to return and rebuild, giving rise to the Second Temple. When Alexander the Great swept across the Near East in the 4th century BCE, his conquest left behind a legacy of Hellenistic culture. Greek language, art, and philosophy penetrated Judea, sometimes clashing with Jewish traditions. The Hasmonean dynasty. In the 2nd century BCE, Judea briefly regained independence under the Hasmonean dynasty. The Maccabees, a family of Jewish priests turned warriors, led a revolt against the Seleucid Greeks who had desecrated the temple. Their victory, remembered in the festival of Hanukkah, restored Jewish sovereignty for about a century. The Hasmonean rulers combined the titles of king and high priest, blending political and religious authority. But their dynasty was not free from corruption. Civil wars broke out among rival heirs. Factions like the Pharisees and Sadducees quarreled over the proper interpretation of Jewish law. The unity that had fueled the Maccabean revolt gave way to division. Rome arrives. The weakness of the Hasmoneans opened the door for Rome. In 63 BCE, the Roman general Pompey marched into Jerusalem. His armies captured the city, and Judea became a client state of the Roman Republic. Pompey himself famously entered the Holy of Holies in the temple, an act that outraged Jews but symbolized Rome's dominance. Rome, however, did not rule directly. They preferred to govern through local kings and governors who would ensure loyalty and tribute. Judea's autonomy was sharply reduced, but the temple system continued, and Jewish life was allowed to function as long as it did not threaten Roman authority.